Hi folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out San Juan for the iPhone. This is a digital adaptation of the popular card game. The card game was also based off of another board game called Puerto Rico. San Juan was sort of like a streamlined version of that. This game is very similar to Race for the Galaxy in the sense that you're trying to build a tableau of cards and create an engine while you do it. And then the game ends whenever someone reaches 12 cards in their tableau. You'll be able to choose a role on your turn, and typically everyone can do this action, but because you picked that role, you get a special bonus. So there's a little bit of strategy in what roles players pick on their turn, what kind of cards they put down, and so on. So if you've played Race for the Galaxy before, you'll be very familiar with this. The only exception is it's not in space, it's more like a medieval setting. So I'll go ahead and quickly tap on, I'm looking for an options menu and I don't see one, but on the very bottom left you can actually see some sound controls there, but I'll go ahead and hit play. And we'll play against one AI. And you can choose between amateur, experienced, and expert levels. Amateur's fine with me. But you can have up to a total of 3 AI that you can play against. Alright, so let's go ahead and hit start. And everyone starts the game with an indigo plant. This one here. Yeah, the indigo plant. So this is a blue card that everyone gets. This allows them to produce 1 indigo whenever the production phase occurs. So unlike a typical board game, it's not the same every single round. The only things that happen are based off of the rules that are picked by players. So if someone picks the builder and the trader, then those are the only 2 things that happen that turn. Now in a 2-player game, I do believe that you choose twice. And you go back and forth between the players until you have each pick 2. But in like a 3-player game, for example, each round is going to have 3 actions to it, but they may be different based on what players have picked. So you start with 1 indigo plant, and it can produce 1 indigo. And that's important because you produce items in this game like indigo or other crops, and then you can sell them to get more cards. And cards serve as not only the way to put things down into your tableau, but that also serves as currency, and it's typically 1 card per currency. So I'm going to go ahead and put that back. And it's asking me, what do I want to choose for my role on the top? Builder, producer, trader, counselor, and prospector. The builder, if I pick that role, lets me build something from my hand here, and the cost is in the upper right-hand corner. This hero, for example, costs 5. This smithy costs 1. This statue costs 3. Now, they all do different things. The smithy here, for example, during the builder phase, should it happen, the owner pays 1 card less when building a production building. A production building being like a farm, or, some sort of like silver mine or something that would produce them cards. I think we'll start off with that. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the builder. And the nice thing about the builder role is that it lets you build things for 1 card cheaper. And the smithy itself is only 1 card, so this should be free for me to build. I shouldn't have to pay any cards. Yeah, see, this building won't cost me anything. Now I would have to discard something typically, but because I am the builder this round, I pay 1 less for it, and it only cost 1. So I'm going to put that in my tableau, build for free. And I've already got 2 cards out of the 12 I need to end the game. And now the computer is going to put something down, but he does not get the benefit of the builder role. Now, he chose production there. And what production does is, if you are the one that has that role, you can produce on 2 different production buildings that you have. In my case, I only have 1 production building, so being the producer right now would not benefit me at all, because I only have 1 indigo plant. But everyone else can produce 1, and I'm going to go ahead and just produce on my indigo farm there, and put a good on it. Now, you can only have 1 good per building, so it's a good idea to try and sell these things off before you produce again. So now I'm given an option, select my role. As the trader, I can sell things. But the benefit of the trader is that you can, if you choose the trader role, you can sell 2 goods instead of 1. I only have 1, so that seems kind of silly to me. The counselor, okay, so the main player gets to draw 5 cards and choose 1, whereas everyone else gets to draw 2 and pick 1. Or the prospector, that's the other option here. Just draw a card and that's it. You don't get to choose, just draw a card, but everyone else does not get to. So this is the only action that does not affect other people and they can't piggyback off of you. I don't want to take the trader action because I only have 1 crop. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the Counselor so I can draw 5 cards instead of 2. So I'll go ahead and choose Counselor on the very top there. So I'm going to draw 5 cards and I get to choose 1. So the trading post, owner may sell 1 additional good. Tobacco storage. Okay, so that's another production building. So I may want to do that one. The well, during the producer phase, the owner takes 1 card from the supply when he produces at least 2 goods. Useful, but not right now. And there's some like game ending cards like the City Hall here. At game end, owner gains 1 additional victory point for each of his violet buildings. Well, if I build a bunch of purple buildings, then this would be a great card. But I think for right now, I'm going to focus on resource production. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the tobacco storage and discard the rest of the cards. And it looks like he's drawing 2, choosing 1. Alright, so now he is the new governor. What's he going to choose? He is the trader, which is fine. So every time the trader action happens, you'll notice a bar with numbers on the left side of the screen. There are 5, I want to say crops, but 5 exports that you can, different types of goods that you can produce. The very top one in blue is the indigo. So if I were to sell it right now, I'd get 1 card. So the good amounts are variable depending on what is drawn here. The very bottom one, I believe, is silver. So if I had a silver mine and I had a good on silver, I could discard that right now for 3 cards. But I only have the indigo. I might as well just sell it. So I'm going to get 1 card from the deck at random. And now I get to choose my role again. Well, I'm going to keep building. I want to get this. There's a tobacco storage. Yeah, let's get that down. I want to produce more things. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the builder again. And I'm going to choose one of my tobacco storage cards, hit build. And now I'm going to discard my extra tobacco storage because I don't need it. And I need to get rid of 1 more card. The statue is flat out victory points, but it does pair up with other things. There's an arch that you can build that gives you bonus points for every of these monuments you build. Or this poorhouse. Owner takes 1 card from the supply if he only has 0 or 1 hand cards after building. Also gets me 1 victory point. So that could be useful. Like if I discard a lot of cards and only have 0 or 1 left, this poorhouse lets me draw a free card. I don't know. Let's get rid of the more expensive one for right now, and then we'll come back to those later. So I'm going to pay that one as well. Alright, so now I've got 2 production buildings, and it's going to be cheaper now for me to build that because of this violet building I've got. Owner pays 1 card less when building a production building. Okay, DGA is the new governor. So builder, producer, trader. Now I may want to produce. I'm going to go ahead and hit produce, because now I've got 2 buildings that can produce. I'm going to choose my tobacco and my indigo and hit produce on the very top. And now I've put goods on both of those buildings, and now I need to sell them. So if I can take the trader action next. Yeah, there we go. Do I want to take a build action, though? No, I don't think there's anything here. I could build the poorhouse if I really wanted to, but that might not be a bad idea. I'll have very little cards left in my hands after the fact. I wonder if it's retroactive. See, if I take the trader now, however, I can get rid of both of those goods. I'm going to go ahead and take the trader first. Yep. See, now on the left, the numbers are different. The green number is no longer a 3, it's now a 2. I don't have the green resource, so I don't have to worry about that. But I'm going to sell the indigo and the tobacco, and that's going to get me a total of 3 cards, because on the left there's a 1 on the blue and a 2 on the beige, whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and hit sell, and I'm going to draw 3 cards from the deck. You do have a hand limit. I believe it's like 8 cards or something like that. I could be wrong. But you do have to discard if you go over at the end of your turn. Okay, he's choosing the draw 5 cards, pick 1 action. That means I get 2, and then I get to pick 1. There's a gold mine. Prospector phase. Owner turns up 4 cards from the supply. If all have different building costs, he may add 1 to his... Let's do the silver smelter. That's going to get me a lot of cards if I can build it. So I'm going to go ahead and use the builder phase for sure, because I do have a lot of cards. But let's see what I can put down. I want to start gaining victory points if I can. Silver Smelter is very difficult to pass up. I'm going to go ahead and produce that. And it's also 3 victory points at the end of the game. So I'm going to go ahead and take the... let's get out of my hand. There we go. I will build the silver smelter, hit build, and now I gotta discard stuff. Well, I don't need tobacco. Let's get rid of as much as I want the poorhouse at this point. Okay, there's 2 statues. Carpenter. Owner takes 1 card from the supply after he builds a violet building. I want that card. Okay. Okay, so I've got the 3 that I need to pay, so I'll just hit pay. And again, I discount by 2. 1 for the violet building that I have, and 1 because I'm a builder. So I only paid 3 instead of 5 for that silver mine, which is kind of nice. All right, so he is producing, which means he gets to produce 2 goods, unless he has a card that lets him produce more than 2. I'm going to go ahead and produce on my silver mine, because that's the most valuable one I have. And during the next sell phase, I'll just sell that off. All right, so I am the new governor. Do I want to build any of these? Well, let's see what the actions are. Yeah, builder. I could do that. I could build the carpenter and make way for these statues at some point, but I'd have to... All right, let's do that. We'll go ahead and do build. And we'll do statue... Oh, no, I want to build that. Yep. And I have to pay 2 cards, both of my statues. I'm just going to hope that I get more statues later. But this is nice because now, whenever I construct something, after I build a violet building, I'll get a card for free from the supply, which could be nice. That's less I have to draw. Okay, so what's he doing now? He's trading. I get to sell 1 thing. Well, the silver, unfortunately, is only 2 cards, so I'm going to have to just accept that, and yeah, we'll do that. I'll go ahead and play the producer, and now produce on my silver again and on my tobacco. And once I sell those in a future turn, I can get even more cards. All right, so he's producing again. I only have the indigo plant, so I have to produce on that. I could trade and get more cards. Yeah, I kind of have to, considering. Owner may sell 1 additional good. Now, let's do the trader. Let's get rid of, yep, 3 and that. So that's going to be 5 cards. Not too bad. All right. He is going to take 5 and pick 1 card, and I get 2 cards and get to pick 1. Market stand. Owner takes 1 card from the supply when he sells at least 2 goods. The chapel. Governor phase. Owner may place 1 hand card under his chapel, each worth 1 victory point at game end. So I can sort of stack cards behind the chapel. I think I'm going to draw that one. I don't know if I'll ever play it, but I'll draw it anyway. I do want to get that going. Now that I've got this carpenter, I want to put down as many purple buildings as possible. Let's get rid of this tobacco storage. I'm over my hand limit. Okay, so builder is a definite. Owner earns 1 victory point for each of his violet buildings. That's pretty expensive. I want something that's going to be helpful now. Or I can just work on... There's a hero for 5 victory points there. If I put the chapel down now, I can start tucking cards behind it. But I think this... I mean, for 5, I think this is good. We'll go ahead and pay for this hero. We'll discard the silver smelter, because I've already got one. I have a guild hall, 2 additional victory points for each of the production buildings. That would actually earn me 6 points at the end of the game, so I'm going to keep that one. Trading post, I'll get rid of. Let's get rid of the carpenter, because I already have one, and the chapel. I do need cards to pay for other cards, so tucking cards may not be the best play. I'll go ahead and get rid of the chapel, but hey, I got 5 flat victory points just for that. And I get to draw a card back because of the carpenter here. So at the moment, I'm beating him 14-8, but that could change at any time. So it looks like he's selling. I can sell my indigo good because I don't have anything else anywhere. So we'll take that. So we'll go ahead and produce. And I'll go ahead and produce silver and tobacco again. Judging from his board, it looks like he doesn't have too many production buildings. It looks like he's got a total of 2. You can actually tap on him and see what he's got. He's got a sugar mill. I believe that's like the 3rd good down. And an indigo plant. The rest of his buildings are all purple. So, okay, let's go back to my hand. And he is going to produce. That means I can produce on my indigo plant. Now I'm full up. I may want to trade. If I were to build, would I be able to build any of these? Owner pays 1 card less when building a violet building. At this point, I just want to get as many victory points out as possible. The City Hall, for example, looks pretty good. All right, let's be the trader and sell 2 goods so we can get more cards. Oh, look at that. The silver and the tobacco are, it's 3 and 2. So I'm going to go ahead and sell those. That's going to get me 5 cards. I'm over my hand limit, but hopefully someone picks the builder phase. He's picking the builder phase. So I don't have that 1 card discount because I'm not the builder this turn, but I have so many cards, I might as well. 2 additional victory points for each production building. Again, I've got 3 of them. City Hall. 1 victory point for each violet building. Wow. I like... The victory column is just 4 flat victory points. You know what? Let's go with... I'm going to be building a lot of violet buildings, so let's go with 1 additional victory point for each violet building. Alright, I'll build the guild hall because I do have 3 production buildings, and that's going to get me 6 points, I believe. So we'll build that. And now I've got chapel... Anything that produces, really. I mean, let's get rid of those. I've got how many guild halls? Let's get rid of the quarry, the crane. City Hall? No, I want to keep that one. And guild hall. So it's the same thing. Alright, so that's... Yeah. Luckily, I don't have to discard. But that is... Yeah, I've got 6 more points based on that card alone. Because, again, I've got 3 production buildings. I've got indigo, I've got tobacco, and silver at the moment. Do I want to be a builder? I don't think I can afford that. I don't have the cards. So I'm going to produce, I believe, on my silver and tobacco. So you can kind of see the engine building going on here. I put production buildings down so I can generate and then sell resources. And then those resources turn into cards, which then I use as currency to play cards. Which card do I want to draw? Coffee. I'll pick the coffee roaster, but it doesn't matter. I'm not ever going to play it. Builder. I'd rather sell first. Here, but the thing is, if I sell right now, I'm going to go over my hand limit. Is there anything I can place for City Hall I want to put down? I just don't have the cards necessary to do that. This is 3 here. This palace is 1 additional victory point. Okay, I'm going to have to play the trader, unfortunately, just to bring in more cards. What I could do is I could do the indigo plant. Maybe save the silver for later. This is, what, 3 cards here? That would be a hand limit of 7. I think we'll do that instead. It's kind of silly, but I'll save the silver for when I really need more cards. Alright. Yeah, now silver is terrible. I'll go ahead and sell it anyway because this is the... Again, in a 2-player game, you'll be able to go back and forth twice when it comes to rules. I'm going to go ahead and build now, for sure. So, let's go ahead and do each violet building. This is just 4 victory points. Trading post. Just give me victory points. Okay, so we'll go with the City Hall here. Build that. And we'll get rid of the coffee roaster. We'll get rid of the well. And the chapel. And poorhouse and indigo plant. And now that's another 5 points. But again, we're going to be... That's cumulative. So as I put more purple buildings down, which I intend to do, that 5 will go up from, what it is now. Oh, he drew some cards. I get to pick one. Producer phase. Owner produces 1 good more. Pays 1 card less when building a violent building. It doesn't. They're both 2 victory points. I'll probably sell 1 anyway. Or just use it as currency, rather. Round 11. We have enough to produce. To build, rather. Library. Owner uses the privilege of his role twice. That's nice, but I want this palace. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if I have enough for that. Monument, no special function. So what I'll do instead is maybe I'll build the victory column and get rid of that, and that. Oh, no, I want to build this and just get rid of the trading post, that, and that. Yep, and then pay. Again, 1 discount for because I'm the builder. And now you'll notice that my City Hall card now has 6 points on it because I'm continuing to build purple buildings. All right, he is drawing 5 cards. He's going to choose 1. I am going to draw 2, and I will keep the... I don't think it matters. Again, I'm going to use that as just throwaway stuff. I'm going to go ahead and produce. I need some silver and tobacco. I need more cards for buying power. He also has a total of 9 cards in his array. So we're on even footing there, which is nice. And it's nice that I've got 30 and he's got 12 victory. So I feel pretty good about this. We'll produce the 1 indigo because that's what he did. He produced. Let's go ahead and trade now. But again, I want to trade so that my hand limit doesn't exceed 7 if I can help it. So I've got 3 now. So if I do tobacco and indigo, that's going to get me 3 cards, so I'm going to be up to 6. Let's go ahead and do that. Again, I'll save my silver for a future turn. The hand limit might be 8, and I may just be mistaken, but I'm trying to keep it 7 or less. What building do you want to build? Okay, so he actually chose the build action, and I can't really do a whole lot here. If I could build something for cheap, maybe, and just add to the purple card thing. Owner may discard hand... no, don't want that. Market hall. Owner takes 1 card more for selling when good. Poorhouse. I don't like any of these, but... Owner may take 1 card from... Let's go with the poorhouse. It's a purple card, and it will help me generate more stuff. So I'll discard these 2. 1 point for that card, plus another point toward the City Hall card. Still not bad. Let's, I would like to trade, but unfortunately I would be only able to trade my 1 resource and not 2. I don't want to waste that. Can I build... my ultimate goal is to build this palace, and I don't have the resources to do it. I'm going to hit produce this turn, trade on these 2, or produce on these 2. Hopefully he chooses the trade action, and I can maybe trade my silver. He's building, which sucks for me because I'm not ready to build yet. So I'm going to build nothing this turn, and I will trade... let's just go for broke. We'll trade these 2. 2 and 2 is 4. We should be able to build the palace next turn. We're getting close to the end here. Mafalda. What do I want to discard? Let's get rid of the coffee roaster. It doesn't matter. Yes, the hand limit is 7. The build action. So this is it. He's about to end the game. I'm going to pick whatever is going to give me the most points. Let's go with the palace. And this is earn 1 additional victory point for every 4 victory points. Well, I've got 32, so that would be 8 points, wouldn't it? 8 times 4 is 32. So we'll build the palace, and we'll just discard everything that we can just to pay for it. And that should do it. I mean, heck. Let's see the results. Alright, so the game is going to break down where the points came from. Buildings, a chapel, if you tucked any cards, the arch, which there wasn't one. The arch just magnifies monument cards. Okay, there we go. Alright, not too bad. 41 to 17, I think I rocked that time. I've never actually done that well before. Alright, so there you go, folks. That was a quick look at San Juan. I was about to say Puerto Rico, and I know it's not Puerto Rico, but it's San Juan. It's a couple of bucks on the iPhone, so go check this one out if you like Race for the Galaxy, or just quick engine builders in general. If you guys haven't already, subscribed to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I'm going to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Take care.